wife of one guy is in a relationship, gets into a relationship with her devar.
Okay.
So that's a film that he has directed as well.
You know, his films are about complicated relationships, but they're also very sensitive films. But I think our industry is one of the industries that contributes a lot as far as taxes or any other thing goes.
Correct.
Out of 200 movies, barely 5 movies will do well enough to recover what they've spent.
Right. They've had 3% of Indian audience who've actually gone inside the theatres to make them colossal hits the way they have. The piracy is a huge problem.
See, the industry does face a humongous amount of problems. Ultimately, when the stars only charge so much, then how much will they really spend on movie? Nowadays, marketing is another big thing altogether. Hi, this is Raveena Tandon and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.
Okay, and Beat Sorry Bhai is one of his another film which, you know, people can judge these films very easily because it was once again.
Nikhil.
No, Sorry Bhai is another film that he has done.
Okay.
Yeah, where there was two guys and wife of one guy is in a relationship, gets into a relationship with her devar.
Okay.
So that's a film that he has directed as well. So somehow he comes up with films with complicated relationships and people can judge them all the time. How do you look at something like this? Because
you know, his films are about complicated relationships, but they're also very sensitive films. So it's not something that will you know, or shock you or disturb you or anything, but it will leave you thinking for sure. You know that. And believe me, there'll be, because we have non-som cast and they're you know, everyone's lives, how they are complicated and how they are you know, connecting with them. There are a lot of people who will identify with what is going on, with some character or the other at some stage, that oh my god, this happens in my life as well, you know. So that is what the whole film is about.
Do you at times feel that as far as we are concerned, actresses, when you look at actresses, say in Hollywood for the matter, they start getting their best roles maybe after 35. They're glamorous, they are they can involve as much of physical I think intimacy as well as possible. But somehow we have this entire this notion that actresses after 30 maybe, or once they get married, somehow they tend to get certain amount of roles. Do you feel the disparity?
You know, if you'd asked me this question maybe 10 years ago, I would have said yes. But in today's day and age, I believe that our industry has broadened its horizons. We are looking at a lot of varied kind of films, different kind of roles that everybody is doing, and I think it's an amazing time for Indian actresses in Indian cinema. And as far as all of us are concerned, whether we're married or we're not married or whatever, nowadays it does not really change that much. I think there's a certain amount of awareness now with the audience as well that you know, ultimately this is the talent of an actor that counts, which brings forth whatever kind of or level of performance that you're giving.
Okay, now your husband is a film distributor. He's a very prominent film distributor. This entire GST, the weight has been levied on the film industry, 28%. Now it has been revised, 28% on 100 rupees ticket and above, and 18% of 100 rupees and below. How do you look at it? Because many people, they are quite alarmed with the entire situation.
You know, I mean, that is something I think the industry has been fighting against for a very long time. Has always been the taxes on the on the ticketing. But as far as the GST now is concerned, I think it is you know, something that you will have to honestly talk to him, because I don't know how he's feeling about it. But as far as I'm concerned, I think anyway tickets are getting you know, going to see a movie is becoming a very expensive affair. And I think our industry is one of the industries that contributes a lot as far as taxes or any other thing goes.
Correct.
We are always there, whether it is the excise or the income tax or the police department shows, the industry is always standing by them.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
Even if there's a calamity in the industry, the you know, film industry is standing by. If there's a calamity in the country, whether it could be a flood or it could be earthquake, film industry is always standing by and contributing as much as they can in their you know, capacity that they can do. But unfortunately, I think maybe it is always seen as oh my God, there's excess money here, which is not so true because everyone's working equally hard. You know, Faridoon, what kind of hard work goes behind making a movie. But I think slowly it'll reach a point where, you know, again, going to see the movies might just become a, you know, luxurious affair, where probably common man will not be able to afford the kind of, you know. But then again, I guess this is up to the distributors and the business side of our industry to decide, you know, what step forward they want to take.
No, because primarily because considering that you I think have a wonderful, I think, mind of your own as well, and because you know what, and you are an influencer in a huge way, because you know what is happening is that we were speaking to Ritesh Deshmukh and Vivek Oberoi. Now Ritesh that said if the movie is made at 10 crores, so with GST it becomes the budget becomes 12 crores 80 lakhs, and the fact that it is being pushed in with sin industry like gambling,
the
and
whole
betting,
economics changes, no?
The whole economics changes, and
yeah,
apart from that,
the whole economics changes.
it's like the success rate is around 7 to 10% as far as of the movie is concerned.
Correct.
And in that regard,
out of 200 movies, barely 5 movies will do well enough to recover what they've spent.
Right. So in that regard, it can have, and you know what happens is, as you said, that people will start considering it luxury. Anyways, the biggest hits of Indian cinema, be it Bajrangi Bhaijaan, in terms of actual number of people who went inside theatres, or say Dangal for that matter, or Bahubali, they've had 3% of Indian audience who've actually gone inside the theatres to make them colossal hits the way they have. The piracy is a huge problem. 90% of the people are they're watching it on piracy. So something like this will further encourage piracy as well.
See, the industry does face a humongous amount of problems. There's no two ways about it. Whether it is in the form of GST now, or it was taxes levied earlier, the entertainment tax as well. The entertainment tax was a huge thing then.
Right.
Now it's the GST being introduced. Well, the few films are lucky which get a tax exemption, but they have to have a social message, so you can't expect that for a commercial film.
Absolutely.
Stars who are doing really well, according to me, charge a hell of a lot of money. Sometimes not enough even for the film to recover or break even. That kind of recovery is not there. That is another thing. So for producers, it is a very you know, it's becoming a you know, literally getting strangled by many limitations of what they want to do. So ultimately, when the stars only charge so much, then how much will they really spend on movie? Nowadays, marketing is another big thing altogether. So it's becoming very difficult for good, genuine filmmakers who have that certain budgeting in mind to be able to make really high quality films in the terms of, you know, even recovery then.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, a film like Bahubali, which is an extravaganza, is very rare to see.
It's like once in a 70 years that you'll have something like
a film like that at that level of the kind of money that they've spent, you know. But unfortunately, what will happen with other kind of films, what happens then, they compromise on the making of the film and they paid their stars only that much. So these kind of things will happen. There will be a struggle. Filmmakers face a lot of struggle in that. Like even Ritesh said that, you know, it's a very small percentage of films that actually break all these barriers and go on to become runaway hits. So yes, there will be a time where I see a little sense of struggle ahead as well.
Yeah, and what is happening is that the regional cinema was, like say Marathi and Punjabi cinema, they had 0% tax now. And now after this coming into play, and they'll have a lot of things to worry about.
But you know, I think that's in a way, the regional cinema, the way it's coming up, I think is a great sign, because we always had talent all over, and you know, the kind of movies that are coming out in Marathi, you know, whether it's the Marathi language, or it's even in Bihar or Punjab, they're humongous hits, and it's incredible to see the growth. Earlier on, the South used to rule, or Bengal used to rule, but now these other states also coming up with their you know, films which are made in the local language, and I think it's super. So, you know, at one point you see a certain growth, but unfortunately, like I said, there will always be limitations and struggles.
Right.